SoundOff, Louisiana's premier television sports talk show, welcomes you to the round table of sports debate with the three wise guys. SoundOff begins now.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. We are finally back from our July timeout. The three wise guys return. That would be Kevin Gibby, Scooter Hobbs, Rick Sarrow right here. It's called SoundOff. We're back. All right.
Took me planes, trains, and automobiles to get here from vacation.
You had a good vacation. I think we all had pretty good vacation.
It was needed.
And we needed it. All right, we kick
needed.
off. Wait for it. Are you ready? Our 30th broadcast year or season in the state of Louisiana and Southwest Louisiana.
There's no way.
3-0.
Be kidding.
3-0.
There
You
is
mean
no
when
way.
we started this, I was 6 years old?
You were only 6. You only had one divorce under your belt. I'm like, all right. Glad to have you aboard. Look, I did some calling around.
I see nothing has changed.
I did some
Nothing
calling
has
around
changed.
during our break in search of some old clips and video
Nothing
from
has
old
changed,
shows.
man.
And the old production crew laughed. Said,
Are
are
you
you
serious?
kidding me? We either erased it or burned it or covered it up.
Look.
Then they said there would be no equipment that could play that old stuff.
No, but
and
I've got
transfer it to our new fancy
I have a
computers.
treat for
That'd
you
be the
guys.
old reels.
Yeah,
I guess.
I went into the KPLC archives and I found a clip of my gentleman saying to my far right, Mr. Cerro.
Oh, don't go
You guys
there.
have got to see this clip.
Don't
We're going
go
to play
there.
it one day for you guys to see. You got to see it.
It was the
It's
hairstyle
Watch TV.
of the time.
It's Watch TV.
Don't go there. Look, before we go any further.
You ought to see my first column picture from the American
I
Press.
think I saw it.
Hair down about here.
Scooter, you looked at young when you interviewed me. You had your picture on some of those interview clips that you
Yeah,
did.
Nation did.
You
But
look
just
good.
a little bit. Look,
Look
before we
good.
go any further, many thanks for you
I was
out
only
there.
6 years old.
All
know
the
it.
fans, that's what I'm having to deal with. All the fans and
Nothing has
viewers that have
changed.
been watching this broadcast,
Yeah.
either on cable or affiliated TV or on your laptop or TVs on your phones now for 30 years.
That's a
we couldn't
long
be
time,
doing it
man.
without you. We greatly
That's a long time.
appreciate
We
it.
do thank you for
Some
Oh
of
my
you
God.
weren't even born when it
I'm
started.
serious about that. I'm serious
I
about
was a
it. All right.
babe.
All right, we're going to prepare for our 2024 football season and much, much more. Tonight,
have a lot.
we're going to focus on LSU and McNeese football camps opening up. They're grinding away. We'll get into
Yeah.
some Saints. More on the college guys for this show. Thursday show, we'll get into a little bit more Saints and
Okay.
Dallas Cowboys and things of that nature. All right, let's get going. Guys, here it is, bam, right off the bat. There is no other McNeese football team in the history of that program, that needs a reboot turnaround season more than this.
Tell me something I didn't already
I
know.
just wanna lay
We're
that
going
out
to
there.
start our 30th
I-
year by
with the-
overstating the
I'm not
obvious.
overstate the obvious. I
Look,
did go
Come
back
on,
into
Rick.
history.
You got to come strong.
Let me-
They
say this.
had some kind of down years going back 30, 35 years, but nothing like this. Nothing like the last, and I'm not putting it all on Gary Gall. Nothing like going back, 5 or 6 years. Even the Frank Wilson and the COVID year and all the
It's-
losing, they got to have a turnaround.
It's got to be,
Gotcha.
Rick. And I mean, it's got to be soon, Rick. This is not one of those years we can say, well, you know what? They're in a rebuilding stage, so let's just see another 1 or 2 years. Folks around this town don't want
Well,
to
I
hear that.
think everybody
They don't wanna
is
hear it.
ready to see McNeese be McNeese again.
Yeah.
Before people that weren't born when we
Yeah.
started this show forget what McNeese is supposed to be.
Yeah.
All right. Look, the urgency for this was real. The push by the athletic bosses of Gary Goff, he made the changes. He changed some coaching staff members, which he had to do.
He had to,
And
Rick.
really, guys, the most impactful hire has come to bear is this chief of staff recruiting coordinator,
Yeah.
Aaron Ingram. When you're talking about close to 60 new players and 21 FBS transfers,
You got to go find those players, Rick. That's
Talent
what people are doing now.
accumulating talent.
That's
what
true.
they're doing now.
But and it's a very good hire.
No doubt.
Much
They
needed.
needed that.
Yes.
But that's not something you look for immediate results from.
Oh, I totally disagree.
Scooter, let me
Feel
Scooter,
free.
Scooter, that's
Thank
the-
you, sir.
I think that's the reason why.
The transfer
You go and
portal
do that.
gives you immediacy.
Yes, it does.
I mean, you've got a
It's
senior
not-
quarterback that's 23
Look.
years old. He needs to come in there and damn near win all
He
conference
should know
honors.
the system. Rick, let me
Yeah.
tell you something.
No, it's immediate.
It took
It's
30
immediate.
years, but I'm wrong.
Okay.
Look,
No, it's bam,
can't-
immediate.
30 years,
it's
but
now,
I am wrong.
You don't go into a kid's living room right now and say, I'm going to build you in 2 years, son.
No.
You're going to be our starting
Not
quarterback.
anymore.
That doesn't, Rick, that's gone.
All right, first
That is
inter
gone.
squad scrimmage on Saturday. A lot of offense.
Yeah.
Trevante Citizen,
Yeah.
Two scores, 130. This guy.
I mean, you're not surprised at that, are you?
Well, no, I'm a little surprised he didn't
be.
wear the brace
Shouldn't
during
be.
the scrimmage. You wanted to test that knee that had an LCL and an ACL at Miami. D'Angelo Durham, 4 touchdowns. Now look, your secondary guys. I mean, some hits. They were hitting.
They are. It's a little bit different.
Okay,
now.
what is it? They got 22 defensive
22.
backs.
22.
How do you fit
LSU, we're gonna
22?
get. I looked at the LSU thing. They got like 22, 24 too.
Yeah, but,
on the roster sheet.
On the roster. But you know, those.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Complete turnover on the roster.
It is.
Right.
It is. It had to.
Speaking of that, look, Gary Goff for the first 2 years barely had enough players to run drills.
Well,
he barely had enough players
Defensive
to run
backs,
a scrimmage.
You couldn't do a scrimmage.
I know. You have to take a break.
DBs.
The 100+ players. Can you imagine the luxury he's out there?
Yeah.
And, all right, 2 or 3 deep. Get that group in there.
Okay,
Get
that's
another
a
group
luxury, but it's also a complication. And I'm not trying to play devil's advocate and everything. It's no doubt McNeese, with the influx of talent they've had, should be umpteen times more talented than they were in not winning a game last year.
Should be.
But the biggest thing they've got to get done, they've got to mesh all that many new pieces into a cohesive team. Football more so than any other sport. You've got to get the chemistry. You've got the tradition of a program and put it together.
You've been harping on that going back, I think, 4 months. Can they mesh the coaching staff with all these new players?
Scooter's right, but the thing is, when you have a system like what Gary Goff wants to run, that spread, Rick, you got to have people that know what they're doing.
Well, it's also a new defense, too, because Tony Pecoraro.
Defense can be a little bit different.
To me,
Rick, defense is a reaction.
You're right.
That's me. But
you're right.
Offense, Rick, it's timing, Rick. It's timing. And if you don't have that, man, nothing's going to work. Nothing's going to flow. Yeah. So, timing with them coming in right now, Rick, they got to get it off the bat and up and running, Rick.
Well,
they have
2 weeks.
My favorite word that you hate, timing. They can do that. They can get the timing.
Chemistry.
Here it comes.
Chemistry.
I knew that was coming.
Chemistry.
I'm buying into
chemistry.
That's the word. It's
one of the top,
majored.
I like that. One of the top public golf courses would be the National in Westlake. It's home of the Max Bar and Grill as well. One of the best casual dining spots right here in the state of Louisiana, the Max Bar and Grill, with their prime steaks, burgers, poor boy seafood, great apps, and a bread pudding that will knock your socks off. They're open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. The Max.
Where'd you come from?
France. I'm from France.
Great taste, less filling. Miller Lite.
What are you doing with the Johnson sofa?
They had a pipe break. Water leaked all over.
Really?
I'm a roto-rooter plumber.
Really?
We do water cleanup too.
Really?
Yeah.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all. Plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleaning.
Now's the perfect time to enjoy your amazing backyard. Unless you have a mosquito problem, contact the experts at J&J Exterminating and take advantage of $50 off initial service. Make this summer the best ever with J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
We're back. Welcome to the show as we kick off our 30th broadcast year. You got to get a signal for that. The 3-0, and it's like, this is historic.
30 years,
look,
man. Come
we're
on
the
now.
longest running television sports show in the state of Louisiana. I'm
that
staking
correct?
that claim.
Is that correct?
I got to get one of those Baker Mayfield things and stick it right. I'm staking that claim.
Years.
The longest running television sports show in the state of Louisiana. Now, I'm not saying news shows. You know, you got Channel 9 in Baton Rouge, Channel 4 in New Orleans. They've been running news for 100 years.
But
Channel 7 here. I'm talking about sports show. We're the longest.
But the point that you got to make that's really something that doesn't happen every day, you're with the same 3 people.
Yeah, I suppose.
You got news stations that
I know.
they've been around.
You know, it's only 29
you don't have the same
for
people.
you.
Yeah, you're only 29 for you.
29.
I'll take the 29. I'll take the 29, okay?
But it
doing
all
this for
started
so long.
clicking. The final piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, then we got
When
it
I
clicking.
made the phone call and I got Kevin on
The
board.
infamous phone call.
He didn't have to ask me but once. That's
Sound
it.
off. We couldn't
I
do
remember
this.
calling him. I said, Kevin, we want to put you on TV. I'll do it. I'll do it.
We didn't know anything about it either.
I get to be on TV? Yes.
I'm trying to get to our next SoundOff.
But Scooter's right, though.
Proudly
He
brought
just had
to
to
you
ask
by
once.
locally
That's
owned
all.
and operated. That would be Roto-Rooter of Southwest
Glad to
Louisiana.
have those guys
They're
with us.
experts in plumbing and drainage and also
Yes.
water cleanup. And also locally owned and operated, J&J Exterminating presents SoundOff to you. These guys have been protecting Louisiana homes and businesses for over 60 years. Tim Broussard and his gang, give them a call.
Great
oh my
group of
God,
guys.
They know their business. All right, show plug next week. Who do we have next week, guys? Y'all remember?
Gary Goff.
Gary Goff, McNeese football coach, will be here.
McNeese head
In-depth
football coach.
discussion preseason to kick it off. We'll talk a lot about everything and get more about Tarleton State, which is the home.
That's the
All right,
opening.
coming up, we're going to weigh in on the Saints camp. Landon Victorian is going to be an Oklahoma Sooner, not an LSU Tiger.
Yeah.
We've got the news on that. And Mondo Duplantis, he's a freak of nature.
We just
He
watched.
is.
I know. He's
He
a
is.
freak of nature. We'll talk about him in
He
the
is.
Olympics. All right, let's shift to the LSU Tigers in fall camp. They opened up drills late last week. Pads Monday.
Yeah.
First started with pads. All right, right off the bat, I think the offense will be okay. But LSU fans
Okay,
will have
I'm with
high
you.
anxiety with this defense.
You're
High
not kidding.
anxiety.
And you would say
Because you got a lot
They-
of no-name people.
the offense will be okay. Fine. Yeah, you're right.
I think they will.
Last year, it was the best offense in the country,
Yeah.
by any measurement.
Yeah.
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 Points,
No doubt.
yards,
Everything's
whatever.
What's the
It's
point?
not going to be that.
No, it's
Okay.
No, but they'll be okay.
So that defense better be a whole lot better.
A whole lot better.
Yeah, they'll be fine. I'm totally confident in Garrett Nussmeier.
I am too.
LSU will always have receivers.
They
They
do.
have likely candidates to step up and be the next in line. I think they're a little better at running back than I thought they'd be, and they might have the best offensive line in the country.
Yeah.
So
More on that.
They have the best tackles.
We're going to get into
Okay.
LSU's offense. He didn't hear the earlier offense, LSU, Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday.
Okay.
Look.
All right, your defense, what are you saying there's nobody out there?
I talked with
Harold Perkins.
I talked with Corey Raymond.
Harold Perkins.
I talked with Corey Raymond, a week ago? Corey Raymond's pulling his hair out of his head, okay? Because
Does he have any?
I thought Corey was bald.
whatever he's got left, Scooter, okay?
Did y'all have a
That's
hair
that's
pulling
it.
contest?
Yeah,
That's
really,
it.
there you
We
go.
both
I would've
kinda-
liked to have been
we
there
both
for
kind of
that.
missing that, okay? Rick, I have never, in all the years, and Scooter can vouch for this, in all the years I've watched LSU football, mostly defense, Rick, we look at defenses like, now who is that kid again?
Yeah, okay.
Now wait, now who is he? Now what position is he playing?
Okay.
You only know Harold Perkins. I mean, come on, guys.
Major Burns, Sage Ryan, Jordan Gilbert from the Texas A&M
I
Aggies.
don't know much about Jordan Gilbert. The other two had moments, but they had a lot of downs.
And that's it. But
Zy Alexander, remember the kid from Southeastern? Was really their best cornerback last year. Coming back from ACL, he's been cleared to play.
Okay.
There's still high anxiety on that side
Rick,
of the table.
I'll give you.
I'm worried about it.
And I
I'm worried.
normally would not say this. The reason for whatever optimism there is on what was unquestionably the worst defense in the history of LSU, one of the worst in the history of the SEC.
It was bad, Scooter. It was bad.
That it can be. I like the change in coaching there.
You had to.
Because I do think last year it was more coaching than it was talent. And the reason I'll say that is how many big plays did they give up where guys were totally out of position? Now you played, you were never out of position, I know.
no.
But what causes that?
Not playing with guys that you line up with. That's the thing. Because you got to know who it is that's next to you to know what. Rick, let me tell you something. When it was 3rd and 8, 3rd and 10, I knew Michael Brooks was going to get to the quarterback. I had to cover my guy for 1,001, 1,002. Look for the ball, Kevin, because Michael's going to be there. You got to have confidence.
He's all SEC, though.
Dude,
he's talented.
But that's what I'm telling you. You got to have people you playing with, man, to know what they're going to do.
You got to have dogs.
You do. And LSU didn't have that.
All right.
Well, I'm not sure they didn't have dogs. I'm a little skeptical.
They didn't have enough of roof, okay, Scooter?
Yeah.
They didn't have enough.
All right. Look, the big thing around SEC Media Days with LSU was Harold Perkins Jr. Where are they going to play him? Last year,
They better not start
a
this
dismal
again.
failure inside.
They better not
now
start
the new
this again.
DC.
Well,
Blake,
they think, and it's one of those. I wouldn't say I'm skeptical, but I got to see it. they think they've cracked the code on how to use
inside still.
Yeah, well, but
inside
come
and
on,
moving
him around.
I got it. That's a big question.
They better let that go. Okay, they better let that go.
Well, they
play this kid on the edge.
I mean, they better not
play
waste
him on the
this
edge.
And this could be. This could be his final year.
The NFL is not going to play him inside. The NFL is not going to play him inside. They're not going to do it.
This is his last year, let's say, for number 4. They got to maximize this guy.
I think unquestionably this is his last year.
Look, yes, it will be, Scooter.
Okay,
Look, they're trying to put this kid into the mold of a Devin. You cannot do that. You cannot. He's not
say
Devin.
this for the record.
They're two different type players.
I do happen to watch some replay. I never see any of your old stuff. Well, when it comes on, I just change the channel. I saw LSU Ole Miss on a replay.
Hey, you know,
SEC
you were talking about how you couldn't find old tapes of our shows. Same thing.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
Film hadn't been invented.
Okay.
LSU Ole Miss last year, the worst tackling by the secondary I think I've ever seen in football history.
It was horrible.
And I just had to throw that out there. I just had to throw that out. All right. SEC Media Days, preseason. Anybody at the table have a problem with Georgia and Texas 1-2 and LSU at number 5? I don't. I
thought it sounded about right. It never is right.
It's a lot of unknowns right now.
We got to go to break. We got round 3 of SoundOff coming your way next.
Hey, mister, are you a roto-rooter plumber?
Guilty.
Did you fix what flooded my house?
Sure did.
Toilet overflow?
Nope.
Pipe break?
Getting warmer.
Busted water heater?
Nailed it.
How long can you hold your breath? Is that your real hair? What's the birds and the bees? Do you know where my grandma is?
You know, I don't know.
What's next?
Wrapping up the water cleanup.
You do that too?
We do both.
Fair enough.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup. Yeah, we do both.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all. Plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleanup.
What's bugging you?
Is it ants? They're crazy, tiny, irritating pests outside trying to get in. At J&J, we offer weapons to locate, eliminate, and prevent their entering your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Contact us today for a free inspection.
Where'd you come from?
France. I'm France.
Great taste, less filling. Miller Lite.
All right, welcome back. We're into round 3. This is marking our 30th year in sports broadcasting in Southwest Louisiana and the whole state of Louisiana. Longest running sports show ever. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Unbelievable.
Sticking to it, too.
We're still kind of liking each other. I never get a lunch invite from you guys. Never. It doesn't hurt my feelings. Y'all go to lunch. Don't invite me. I'm okay with that. Coming up, we got Saints debate. We'll get into that. Saints camp.
Those lunches are good, too.
Huh?
Those lunches are good, too.
All right.
Kevin picks up the tab.
Good news for a well-known name in high school baseball around here.
Yeah.
Former Barb Star pitcher Landon Victorian. You remember his story, all right? Going into a senior year, had a disciplinary issue with an assistant coach, was expelled from Barb High School. Didn't get to play senior year.
I'm not sure where all that stands now, but that was a major disciplinary issue.
It was. Okay. They didn't want him back on the team. He goes, finishes high school in Houston area. Yeah. He doesn't play baseball his senior year.
No.
All right. He was committed to LSU. LSU.
He was.
Sent it, probably a sophomore, I think, LSU.
They warned him.
Obviously, LSU said, look, thanks, but no thanks.
I would assume they rescinded it. Yeah.
Thanks, but no thanks. He goes up to Green Bay to play in a college-level league, in the Northwoods League all of a sudden. He signs with the Oklahoma Sooners. Good for him. He's going to go to Oklahoma. Todd Butler.
Well, he's getting a second chance.
He's getting a second chance.
I mean,
to a degree.
It's up to him now.
It is up to him.
Okay.
Todd Butler, who was an associate AD at McNeese for a number of years, basically saw a lot of him at Barb, right? Now he's at Oklahoma.
He did.
I called up Todd, talked to him earlier in the week. Doggone right, I scouted him. I vetted him, I recruited him, and I signed him.
And a lot of times, guys,
he's a Sooner.
We have to take it for what it's worth and everything, but, kids sometimes have things that they deal with that sometimes we don't know about.
Yeah.
And you just got to be.
Butler told me he spent a lot of time with Victorian. And he said, I'm proud of him.
He's a good kid.
Got over it, how he handled it. He was humbled to a degree. And
all those players have come out of Barb, talent-wise, he's as good as any of them.
He is. He is.
He's got a major league arm.
He is.
Yeah.
And he's going to season it in the SEC.
Yeah.
The best college conference for baseball and football. So
No doubt.
Kudos for Landon Victoria.
Big
We'll have a little
time.
bit more on that on the
Big time.
Thursday show. All right, let's now get over to Irvine, California. The Saints are in training camp in cool California because they're expanding and working on their Metairie facility, which I think is a nice little juice for this team. They needed something different.
You're working on your facility and your complex. What about your team?
Well, they're working on it. I'm gonna shock you on Thursday's show. I'm gonna shock you. Check out
I've been
Thursday's
watching the
show.
Saints too, Rick.
I'm
So
gonna
be careful
shock
now.
you. Oh, look,
I've been watching the Saints real close.
Cooler temperatures, yada yada yada. They can't work out any longer because
No.
of the CBA.
No.
They can only work out. But
So-
Dennis
so,
Allen
I
says the
wonder what the
workouts have
old
been more
timers
efficient.
think about that.
What?
Well, you can't work it. We've got it in our contract. I'm not running wind sprints today.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Only so much time. Look, the biggest challenge offensively will be this new offense installed by Clint Kubiak, coming over from the 49ers. He
Yeah.
also spent time as an OC at Minnesota.
He did.
So he's going to morph his playbook, which I hope with some of the 49er schemes. Because you saw what the 49ers did last year. I hope.
But Rick, understand this now. I got to say this. 49ers talent versus Saints talent.
Here we go. You already started.
Okay?
Okay, it's better.
Okay?
I don't think the
You
Saints,
design offense based on the talent you have. You don't run somebody else's offense if you don't have the personnel.
How about this? I watched this show you said, Sarah will watch it, The Receivers on Netflix. Great content, remember?
Yeah.
I did. I finished it. You
Yeah.
need to watch it.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't
I
tell
told
me
you that.
about it.
No,
I told you that. I told you to
I'm
watch
the
it.
one that goes to eat with you. We don't
Yeah,
tell
really.
him, but not this.
Here's a quote.
I told you to watch it.
Here's a quote from Kyle Shanahan. And this is a pretty much, I'm remembering the quote.
Okay.
It's not always the play that you call for a certain situation. It's the player in the play.
Most definitely, Rick.
And mostly talking about
you
Deebo
think-
Samuel.
oh.
Yeah, Debo. That's what he was talking about.
No,
He
no, no.
has reinvented the wheel.
No, you're
Scoot.
not thinking about
No,
it.
no,
You're
Scoot.
not thinking about it.
Sometimes coaches call players to say that we're going to do this play and it's going to work
But
right.
it's got to be the right
But you
player
got to have the right
against
player.
that defense.
Exactly.
So I
No,
thought
you're
that
right, Rick.
was
And that makes a
insightful.
lot of
So
sense,
you're
Rick.
right. The
Yeah.
49ers, let's not get into a comparison
No,
game.
no,
Yes, they
it's
have
not
better
close.
talent.
It's
They
not
have
close,
better
Rick.
talent, no doubt about it.
It's not close.
All right? You think Brock Purdy is better than Derek Carr? There you go. I'm shooting it right off the hip. Ask me the question, who would I take? Ask me the question, who would I
I don't
take?
think the Saints' offensive talent is really that bad. Offensive line, they got some problems. Offensive line, they
More
got
on that
some
Thursday.
problems.
Look.
But skills, across the board, skill
I
position,
like Chris
I think
Olave.
they're okay.
It ain't Brandon Ayuk. I'm sorry.
No.
Nobody is Deebo Samuel. I love Taysom
No.
Hill and Jawan
No.
Johnson.
No.
They ain't George Kittle.
They not.
All right,
They not.
but ask me, who would I take? Ask
Taysom
me.
Hill.
I'm dying you for the
But
answer.
Taysom
would you
Hill,
take, Rick?
Brock Purdy. I love this guy. I love Brock Purdy.
You know that? I knew you
You
would
got
say
something
that.
against Brock Purdy?
I knew you would
no,
say that.
but I don't
Don't
think
tell me
know
he's
you
a
would say
quarterback
that.
of the system. Don't
No.
tell me that.
No, but I will tell you, Derek Carr is not the problem with the
Oh,
Saints
heck no,
offense.
he's not.
Okay.
He's not, but he's part of it, though. He's not, but he's part of it, though.
He's
part of it.
not that bad.
He's part of it.
Kevin, this is his third
That-
offense in 3 years.
And
Think
last
about
year,
that.
I'm not feeling bad for him.
last
Rick.
year,
I'm
and
not
I
feeling
was
bad
I
for
was
him.
critical of him last
Look.
year, but I think kind of the quarterback gets too much credit when things go good, and too much when they go bad. The latter's there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he was not the
pounded
big
last
problem.
year.
Look,
Pounded.
let me say this.
Number one, it was a very
is-
unimaginative.
This
offense.
is when you know players make a difference on how a quarterback responds and how he plays. Purdy was what, Mr. Irrelevant?
Yeah. Last player.
Super Bowl, Rick. Super Bowl, Rick.
I know.
So what does that tell you, Rick? What does that tell you, Rick?
Great talent around him.
That's
great
my point, Rick.
Great system.
That's my point,
But
Rick.
I love Brock Purdy.
But look at Derek Carr. Look at Derek Carr, a seasoned veteran
He is.
quarterback.
10 years.
He can't get to the playoffs.
He's gotten to the playoffs, just not enough of them. Okay. Thursday show, you're right. That offensive line, that's a scary situation. Oh, my
Man.
God. Hey, when we come back, we'll touch on the Olympics and a little bit
Yes,
more.
we
Stay
will.
right here.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add mountain cold refreshment. Coors Light, choose chill.
J&J Exterminating is here for you with our water damage sanitation treatments and wood protective borate treatments. There is no charge for home evaluations. Contact your local J&J Exterminating professional.
Now's the perfect time to enjoy your amazing backyard. Unless you have a mosquito problem, contact the experts at J&J Exterminating and take advantage of $50 off initial service. Make this summer the best ever with J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
Hey, mister, did you fix what flooded my house?
Sure did.
Busted water heater?
Nailed it.
What's next?
Wrapping up the water cleanup.
You do that too?
We do both.
Fair enough.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup. Yeah, we do both.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all. Plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleanup. Round 4, SoundOff, coming from the Sportsbook Outlet. All right, the Olympics are going on. You know, we were talking about having a little fun. All right, if there's an Olympic sport I'm going to say you would excel at, here it is.
Give it
you
to
ready?
me.
I'm telling you what
You give it to me.
No, I've got one thing.
Trampoline.
No.
Trampoline. Get that protective netting
You
around
know what
it.
I want?
The
Not
trampoline. That's your game.
No.
Here's what I got. I hope this is still in the Olympics. That little sport where they twirl.
Who's that
twirl
for?
the ribbons.
Who's that for?
Kevin.
Twirling a flag?
Yes. No, a ribbon.
A ribbon.
I know what he's talking about.
I just
Making
forgot
design.
about that.
Failing that, I'm going, and I'll tell you why.
Dude, no.
Failing that, I'm going with equestrian.
No.
Because, no, I pity the horse. Have to handle
love
you.
the twirling.
But the equestrian guys, they're in tuxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
You wouldn't know it today, but you
Good
know
call.
how our guy here likes to dress up.
Good call. Good call.
Scooter, no. Scooter, that was whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. My pick as
You
to what I
can
would
twirl
do.
ribbons in a
As
tux.
to what I would do.
For
It would
yourself,
be-
what would it be?
It would be no doubt flag football.
Well, I knew you'd
Oh,
say
come
that. Come
Ah,
on.
it's no doubt. It's me. Now,
Flag
Scooter, can
football.
I say Scooter? Can I?
I got
can I,
Scooter.
can I go
It's my turn.
Scooter,
I
the
guess.
one that I would pick you as doing
What?
would be synchronized swimming.
I don't think there's a bathing suit. That would No.
Right.
There is an actual, it's not the full Olympics.
Hey,
it's not the full Olympics.
look.
You know, the 22-ounce mugger. It's a German team. It's in German. Not every country competes
doubt.
with it, but he would be good at that.
Come on, Scooter. What would you?
That big
What would your
22-ounce.
sport be, Scooter?
I would have to say Kevin. Kevin was a 4-year football starter at LSU, okay? Little known fact, I had 3 semesters of badminton at LSU.
Did you really?
Yes, and there's only 2 classes.
And he admitted that.
I took 3 semesters because there were a lot of girls in the class.
I don't
And
blame
so
you.
I audited it a 3rd semester.
Unbelievable.
And that's a sport in the Olympics.
Yes,
by the way.
it is.
Holy
Mr. Cerro, did we get to yours?
There's only.
What I see
Now,
you doing, Rick? What do I see you doing, Rick?
What do you have?
Oh, I have it.
You got 10
I
seconds.
have it. It would be the
Come on, boxing.
with the little
Boxing.
speedo thing, the cliff diving with the little speedo.
I did some
Okay.
cliff diving on vacation. That's a whole other story.
What do you say you do?
Boxing, and we're out of time. Oh, gosh. I'd be a hellraiser in the ring. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next
Oh,
time,
my
everybody,
God.
on CBS Lake Charles.